Assalamu alaikum everyone. In today's video, we would like to show you some of the effective ways to learn vocabulary because we believe learning vocabulary is really essential, right, to improve your English. So let's start. First, obviously, how do we learn? I would like to take through some stages and ways because there's no one method which works best for all people. So obviously, first we learn from books. Books like different vocabulary books. So it could be like some Cambridge books or just any type of English vocabulary book, right? And also we can learn vocabulary through games and also some mobile applications nowadays. And also we learn through context. So let's take a look at one by one each step. So on your video now, on your screen, you will see now a book and the ways to do it. First, obviously, when you're studying a book, you should read the lesson carefully. So I'm gonna show now on the video, the screen. Imagine this book is that, let's say you are now studying a book called like here, let's talk about the language here. Imagine making a career. So I recommend to study books from Cambridge books like vocabulary in use, collocation in use, and as you can see here, it's a topic based and there are lessons on on each topic, and there are specific some wonderful vocabulary, and after that you will be given tons of some chunks of exercises, so you need to do them as well. And when you're learning this through units, what you should pay attention is that you should check the pronunciation and do the exercises. You can use a highlighter pen, highlighters, right, just to remember it better. And sometimes it's important to guess the meaning of the word without even looking at it. I believe this is systematic, this systematic way of learning is really helpful. And you should have a goal of learning maybe just 10 new words a day. You don't have to learn 50 words because oftentimes we don't learn it very well effectively. So aim for quality, not for quantity. And let's talk about also how to keep a vocabulary notebook, right? It's so important that you have maybe you buy a beautiful notebook, so you like to write on it, and just also get a high quality pen and pencils. I think it's also important. And organize the pages of your vocabulary notebook based on topic. For example, write the date today, let's say June 23rd, all right, 29, and write the topic, food, for example, or clothes, and then write, let's say, 10 words that you have learned recently from a vocabulary book. And then after you write, do not learn with the translation. I think if you want to take your learning, language learning experience to a next level, you should start learning with the definitions and also check the pronunciation of the word. And use a reliable dictionary. For example, I again show on my computer dictionary like here, Cambridge. So this is important here, this dictionary. It is really helpful. It gives you exercise, all the collocations, important common mistakes, pronunciation, all of it, it's just here, okay? And just try to make sentences in a written form. After you write a word, just make a sentence for this word. For example, if you learn the word, let's say, let's say travel, so you could say, well, I like traveling. So you see, you can use it as a noun, or you can just say, I like to travel to Europe. And also try to make oral sentences and make some stories. So we'll now talk about the games as well. And learning with the synonyms also can help you to expand your vocabulary. So for example, when you're learning the word act, for example, think about other words that can be made using this word, like active, action, activity, right, actor. So that can help you to learn not just the one word at the same time, but a lot, right? And here are some of my top tips. I think it's so important that you develop a weekly routine, like understanding what you should be doing every day and when you should study. Have that clear goal in your mind. And then also you need to adopt like 5 to 10 minute daily routine. So if you imagine spending like 30, 45 minutes to study one lesson from those books like collocation in use, vocabulary, right? And spend that another 5 minutes, maybe in the morning, maybe in the afternoon, to revise what you have learned. Because you know that when we learn vocabulary, it's usually, right? We don't immediately are able to use it because it's a passive one. To make it, to improve your writing and speaking, you have to practice it so often that it becomes natural to you. So it's very important. In our, in psychology, it's often said that the more we repeat something, our brain makes these connections in our mind. And so the more you repeat the words, the more you practice it in different contexts, the more connections are made with this word in your brain, and that will help you to remember it. So these two habits, daily routine and weekly. So understanding what I will do this week and keep it fun. For example, let's teach you just one way of using flashcards, how to make it fun. This is something I have done. As I said, there's no one perfect way to learn vocabulary. I personally now prefer this vocabulary style. I like to just learn for 35 minutes and write down the new word based on topic. And I like to make personal examples because I like to use of mnemonic techniques. Mnemonics, if you don't know, it's just simply using your life and connecting these words to your life experiences. For example, you have learned the word scorching, hot. So you can just look at the weather outside and say, nowadays in Uzbekistan, it is scorching hot, right? Especially in the summer, it's so hot. So you see, now you immediately remember. Or freezing, it's freezing cold in winter. So that's it. This is how you connect the words to your life. And so then this is a fun way. Instead of learning in a vocabulary, what you do is that you write down the vocabulary on the one side. For example, we learn, we write, for example, imagine here, it may not be visible, but important. On the other hand, I try to write definition looking again at the Cambridge official dictionary. What is important? It is necessary or, let's say, great value. And if I can, I try to also write sentence. For example, I think his career is important to him than I am. I believe it is important for children to enjoy free time and also learn, right? So you're gonna do, as you can see, we have this 3 box and it's on purpose. Imagine, I didn't put numbers here, but you can put it number 1, 2, 3. When I learn, let's say 10 new words, I'm gonna put them in also, let's say in one collection, and I put it here. So after one day, so I have, I make these tables. After one day, I took these words, let's say I have written, I try to look at one side, and if I can remember the definition, and then I will tell it, and I check myself. If I made it correct, let's say, I will put it on this second box, and I do the same thing with other boards. If there's any words that I cannot remember, I will put it back into the first, right, this small box we have here. So all the words I could remember after one day, it means that I have, I remember them well, and it's good. So, and after 3 more days, so it's a second box, I will take these words again, and I try to, revise again, look at it. If I still can remember, I will put it in the third box. And if I will repeat this process with all the words, and maybe there are some 2 words that I couldn't remember, it will keep it here. And finally, after one week, I will take the words from the final box, and I look at it, and imagine if I can still are able to recall what do these words mean. If I can make a sentence, it means that I will just kind of, let's say, throw away. That's it. It's now in my memory, because when I studied the book, I learned one time, I practiced it, I saw in the text. I actually learned it in 3, 4, 5. I saw how this word is used in 5 different contexts. And I repeated 1 time, 2nd, 3, right? So it's 3 times minimum repetition, 5, 6 times learning in context. It's about 8, 10 times. Imagine that you are making these 10 plus connections, you will be learning words much better, being able to use them much better. So this is one technique I like. It's very fun. So now we move on to the second interesting game, and it's paper clips. As you can see, Although I know I don't use them to learn vocabulary much, it's very good to to keep track of good habits. For example, imagine as an English learner, you need to do several things, right, to be a very good learner. For example, you should read books in English. So imagine we use this white paper clip to every day, if I will first set a clear goal. I will read today 10 minutes a book. And if I read it, I put one paper clip here. And second habit for my language learning is to learn vocabulary. Very important goal. So if I do it, I'm gonna, if I learn today 10 new words, I'm gonna put one paper clip, blue one, to let's say this cup. And another one, for example, it could be doing homework like grammar. So if I learn grammar, I will do so. So based on what kind of habits you have for language learning, you can have as many cups as you wish. So what you do is that simply you set a clear goal, right? Learn 10 new words, read 10 minutes, do grammar 30 minutes, do listening 30 minutes, let's say something else, or speak 10 minutes. And every time you do, you can use these different paper clips and you can buy them from the stationery. And as you see, the more you do it, right, it's like, over time, they become a lot. And it kind of, this paper clips, although it may be little, it shows you how much progress you have made. Imagine this cup full of white, let's say, paper clips, and the goal was here to learn 10 new words every day. And you can, at the end of the month, count these and honestly tell yourself how many words you have learned or how much effort, right, practice you have made. And it's also very important to reward yourself. Rewarding means simply making yourself happy. If you have made, if you have studied 7 days or 6 days a week, why not to go outside for a walk with the friends? Why not to have fun? Why not to buy a book you wanted to buy for a long time, right? Or why not to buy that beautiful notebooks that you have been, thinking about? Or it could be simply going out, eating out in a restaurant, or buying new clothes, or even possibly if you study for a month, it could be buying a new phone. So it's just about, motivation. You need that, right? You need the reward. You need to see it. Another thing you can use, just habit trackers. Habit trackers, we all know, as I'm just going to show here, is to simply, again, it may not be very visible, but you write down your habits, you select the months, you select, and you just cross. Every day you do that. Be honest with that, because it's so important, right? And the more cross you made, it means that you're doing something. And you need to be patient, Vocabulary learning takes a lot of time. It's not easy. And finally, as I said, it's not very important to maybe learn 50 words a day. I believe consistency, it's more important. Just maybe to learning 10 new words, but every day, showing up, even if you don't feel like it. Because there will be days that you will be tired, you don't want to study, but, try to do this important task in the morning, and when you are fresh, when you have the most energy. So what else? So as we now look through the systematic learning, right? Learning from books like Cambridge books, vocabulary news, we look at the games. And there is also one way of learning, which is, I believe, it's way more also interesting and useful. It's learning from context. How? When we read books, for example, like this, for pleasure, or when we watch videos on YouTube, it's important maybe to pick up some interesting, useful expressions and chunks of vocabulary. So it's very important, and because it's natural. Imagine you're watching your favorite TV show, or you're reading an article that you love. That's great, because you easily learn. When we love, we learn easily. So first of all, love learning, So, and as Walt Disney, I would like to quote, he's saying, the way to get started is to quit talking, right, and begin doing it. Instead of doing how to learn, what to do, just start. If you cannot start learning 10 new words a day, start with 5. But don't find an excuse not to do. And last but not least, bonus tips is using your phone. Obviously we all have now smartphones. There are some programs like, Bridge Consult Vocabulary or Vocabulary Plus app or like Quizlet. There are certain vocabulary applications, if you search from Play Market or App Store, that teach you vocabulary in a fun way. So I believe these 3-4 ways will be more than enough for you to learn vocabulary. And I wish you best of luck in your language journey, and try all of it and see which one works best for you. Thank you. Have a good time.